Joe and I will cook up some trivia questions, and if you have the correct answer, you'll be the winner of a $20 gift card from either JJ's Side Out Bar and Grill, the Burger Bar and Grill, JJ's Pizza Shack, Wanna Pizza, or Nowhere Bar and Grill. So join us weekdays for Denny's Diner at 6:55 on the Morning Mayhem for your chance to win here on 96.7 The Eagle.
Your number one source of news and information in LaPorte County is 96.7 The Eagle and HometownNewsNow.com.
Time now for Pet Patrol here on 96.7 The Eagle. And today we have a lost male dog. Cheeto, he's a 12-year-old miniature pinscher.
On 96.7 The Eagle.
And welcome to Sound Off today. It is Friday, August 19th. Another beautiful day here in LaPorte, Indiana. Why would you want to be anywhere else, right, than LaPorte County right now? It is some of my favorite weather. It doesn't have to get any hotter than this. It's just beautiful outside. If you've not stepped outside yet and you're just like a recluse, get yourself outside for a minute after the show, all right? Today we've got Mayor Tom Dermody in the studio. How are you, Mayor Dermody?
It's a great Friday. It's football weather Friday. It's cheeseburger in paradise weather, and it's a fantastic day. It's going to be a great evening. And first, I want to put out there to our LaPorte Police Department for the great job on dealing with the homicide last evening. It's isolated, and our police force did a fantastic job keeping the community safe and dealing with this, like I said, isolated incident between the two individuals.
And if you want to know more about that story, it is online at HometownNewsNow.com. You can read a little bit more about that, but there was a shooting. Ridge Street, what was it?
Ridge Street,
yep.
Last evening.
So if you've got a question for Mayor Tom Dermody, you want to talk about something happening here in LaPorte, the Liquor Vault on-air line is 219-362-0522. You're welcome to call me or text me as well. You can email me at soundoff@967theeagle.com as well. So let's talk about a couple things. Hey, when are some of these things opening up? Let's talk about 7-Eleven. It looks like it's almost ready. Is it opening soon?
Yes, once I see them working construction, I move on. I'm ready next. Aldi's, I see that's moving.
I've heard from some of your staff that you actually ask, when are these things open?
If I don't see any construction, I start asking, when is it happening? But once I see it, I was like, man, the pumps are in. Aldi's, I think you'll see both this fall, and I'm excited. I know we don't have a West Side grocer yet, but people that go into the new store, I think, are going to be pleasantly surprised and extremely happy with what they see.
Is Smoothie King looks almost done as well?
Yes. People are really excited about Smoothie King that have had it in other parts of the country, and they see that as real positive. I've never had a Smoothie King, so I'm looking forward
I haven't either.
To trying.
What about Planet Fitness? When is that opening?
Boy, I look forward to hearing about that rumor on the west side that seems to be coming closer.
Oh, that was so good. So anyway, let's talk about some other things that's happening. Lots of businesses that are opening. I'm excited. I think a lot of our residents have been waiting. There were some construction delays, obviously COVID, these kind of things. So I think we're all just ready to get these things open. I know many people, though, especially on the west side, are nervous. Aldi moving out, these kind of things. Is the city and your economic development team trying to, obviously you can't build a grocery store, you can't tell a grocery store they have to, but what kind of things can you do to hopefully get some other grocer, especially with produce, right? You can do a Dollar General over there, you can do all these things, but someone with produce over there.
Absolutely. And, Aldi certainly in their building is not going to lease to another grocer,
Yep.
a competitive grocer. So that building will be out, and we hope that Rural King, who's had conversation with grocers, will continue to move there. We're also meeting and speaking to grocers who have really struggled now with the infrastructure cost of putting a grocer on. When, one example was what was costing $3 million to bring in the freezers, and the infrastructure is now costing $6.5 million for that same grocer setup. So, you've got West Side with Barney there, and we're going to continue to focus there. But in the meantime, you're going to have some grocers here in Newport Landing. And like I said, Aldi's, people like New. We'll see what happens. You've got Al's on the east side. You've got Kroger, Walmart, and so forth. But it does not go away that we, more than anybody, would love to see a West Side grocer of some sort there.
All right, we've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show today. If you've got a question, the Liquor Vault on-air line is 219-362-0522. You're welcome to call me or text me as well. So let's get to a first call here. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for calling. What's your question for Mayor Tom Dermody?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you're on the show. What's up?
Hi, Mayor Tom.
Yes, sir. Bill.
This is Bill. Hey, I got so many questions when we have our daily breakfast with the guys, us old retired birds. So I just had a stop yesterday at the 7-Eleven, and the superintendent that's running the job, he said with good luck, they'll be open in December.
Oh, good.
He said they bumped into another problem, so I don't know if that'll come true or not, but that's what he told me yesterday.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Look for December, but yeah. And it looks like Slushy Smoothie King or whatever is about ready to go, though.
Yes, and Red Door. If you haven't tried the Red Door, I was there for the grand opening. Their pizza, and I know they have other items, unique items. Pizza was fabulous. Fabulous.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
And
the only thing on the problem side out here where I live, doggone at the mattress factory, the weeds are up 4 foot high again, just like they were a few years ago. So,
well, tell the county to get on their landowner there, and they should be able to do it. And that's what we're focused on. Like I said, with code enforcement, we've got 39 North. We're continuing to move forward. The corridor had a good meeting with Commissioner early this week, and Franklin, Indiana. We had one of our department heads down near Franklin, Indiana, to look at their corridor to help remove the truck traffic and so forth. And I mean, it's a developed county road. And I think some people have this, that it's going to be 4 lanes and it's going to be big and barricades and everything. And when you look at it, it is literally a built-up county road. And does that mean we're never going to build up county roads anywhere from the county perspective? So we believe the corridor is still coming, and we're working extremely hard. It was good to have a positive meeting of having some openness from a county commissioner, and we look forward to meeting with the other 2. But this is one that we're going to continue to push, because this is the future not only of the city of LaPorte but for our county. And we need to make sure that we're not looking back 40 years from now and saying woulda, shoulda, coulda for our residents now. And then we also, and Stan hasn't asked me, so he's out, but we had our depot meeting. Norfolk Southern came in with the executives, and we had we've had some not non-friendly back and forth, and we met in person. They flew up from Atlanta, and what I believe was a positive meeting to say, look, the depot is the city's. We have fines related to code enforcement for Norfolk Southern, but let's look together here. We see this documentation when Conrail owned it, and the transition to Norfolk Southern, but the intent was these buildings were going to be demolished. The city of LaPorte, before my time, Republicans, Democrats together did a great job of building up the depots and making them something positive.
If I'm right about this, clarify if I'm not. So the city, again, before your time,
right,
invested all this money into them, but they didn't own them?
Correct. They were leasing, and hey, I would have done it a different way. I would have had signatures and done some things, but the transition from Conrail to Norfolk Southern happened right at that time, and so that acquisition happened, and so then Norfolk decided to say, hey, why don't we just do the lease? That's great. The lease just happened to come up during my term, but this is something that our community, our residents believe belong to the city for the future.
So the city's goal is to figure out a way with the railroad to take ownership of those again.
100%. Plus, how can we, maintain the railroad? We want to be a helpful partner. What can we do to for Norfolk? How can we help so that they're cleaning up the weeds along the rail and so forth. And spotless is our key term. And we're trying to clean up weeds anywhere from sidewalks. We want homeowners to get little grass that's along the sidewalks, because it's the little things that can make a difference. And we need to constantly do a better job, and we're going to. But we have a house, a new owner, and is throwing beds out, everything laying in the front sidewalk. And that's unacceptable. You can't leave them there for a week. We condemned another house. We're not going to have drug activity and other things that are happening. And it's a whack-a-mole process. You get one down, another pops up, but we're vigilant and we're not tolerating it.
All right, we're going to take a break. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody on his monthly show here on Sound Off. If you have a question, you can call or text me, 219-362-0522. It's good to have you listening on the show today. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about annexation. We're going to talk about the corridor a little more. But if you've got another question, don't be afraid to ask. We're going to take a real quick break and be right back here on 96.7 The Eagle.
For over 50 years, LaPorte has trusted Cannon's Automotive Service for prompt, efficient, same-day service. And that same Cannon's commitment extends to area businesses who rely on a fleet of one or many to take your goods or service to the customer. Whether it's the truck or trailer that needs maintained or fixed, trust Cannon's Automotive to maximize your productivity with same-day service. Now with 2 Cannon's locations, 710 Tyler Street and 909 Boyd Boulevard.
With Cannon's Automotive, we fix everything.
Nothing says spring better than a visit to Small's Garden Center in Stoneyard. Small's has the area's largest selection of plants, trees, shrubs, evergreens, perennials, and it's all 30% off now at Small's. And choose from over 60 varieties of fruit trees, raspberry and blueberry bushes, 30% off. Want someone else to do the work for you? No problem. Simply ask Smalls to deliver and plant your purchase. It's all at Smalls Garden Center in Stoneyard.
When it's time to make improvements on your outdoor space, think Smalls Garden Center in Stoneyard. At Smalls, you'll find a huge selection of decorative stones, wash stone, limestone, slag, flagstone, pavers, and boulders. Plus, Smalls will load or deliver it for you. And right now at Smalls, all topsoil and mulch is on sale. Call or stop by for prices. Shop Smalls' new selection of outdoor products for outdoor living, patio and garden area, and save on outdoor decor items. Now 30% off at Smalls. Smalls Garden Center in Stoneyard, US 20 in LaPorte, open Monday through Saturday, 8 until 5, and Sunday, 10 until 4.
Surf Broadband Solutions is now Surf Internet. They have a new name, but are still serving LaPorte with the same fast fiber internet and local customer care team. Get 1 gig speed and a free whole home Wi-Fi router for the incredibly low price of $65 a month. No contracts and free installation at a price that's locked for life. Surf Internet is expanding to more neighborhoods every day. So visit surfinternet.com to check your address or call 844-955-SURF for details. Limited time offer and summer restrictions apply.
No job is too big or too small. Auto body specialties, we do it all. Quality's #1 in auto body repair. To get fixed up, you know where. Foreign or domestic, we're your local shop. All work guaranteed, but we're hard to top. No job is too big or too small. Auto body specialties, we do it all.
Dave, you guys built a new deck.
Oh yeah, it was easy.
It's on a bit of a slant, but I can live with that.
Yeah, you think? I thought it looked pretty good.
I don't think that railing's up to code either. So, are we just going to stand here, or can we actually go on it?
Oh no, I don't trust it enough to actually go on it.
No offense to Dave, but if you want the job done right, contact Powerhouse Construction in LaPorte. Decks, patios, or kitchen and bath remodels, Powerhouse Construction will ensure your satisfaction. Call 219-380-9981 to book a free estimate. That's 219-380-9981. Powerhouse Construction.
Looking for a hard-to-find item you can't find in the stores? Maybe you'd like to sell a few items you no longer use or need. Maybe you're looking for help around the house or yard. Tradio is the answer. Every weekday following your 9 a.m. news, join Joe Happel and Jeff Wugeser for Tradio on 96.7 The Eagle. It's your time to call the Liquor Vault on-air lines at 362-0522 to buy, sell, and trade just about anything, even those hard-to-find items. Tradio, brought to you by Sowers Buick GMC and by Lighthouse Estate Management. Join us for Tradio, weekdays from 9:06 a.m. until 10 on 96.7 The Eagle.
Michiana weather.
83 this afternoon under partly cloudy skies, southerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows around 63 tonight. High of 78 tomorrow. Scattered thunderstorms likely. From the Weather Center at HometownNewsNow.com. Right now, 81.
We're waiting to hear from you. Dial or text 362-0522 and let us know what you think. That's 362-0522. Back to Sound Off on 96.7 The Eagle.
Welcome back, friends. Good to have you listening with us today. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody in the studio. If you've got a question, 219-362-0522. That works for calling in, texting again, 219-362-0522. What's going on, Mayor, with the bridge at Tipton Street?
Still moving forward. You know, we were with NDOT and Norfolk Southern because they want to see more closures wherever possible. So that's continuing to move. Nick Minnick and his team is doing a fantastic job with the goal being around that 2025 date.
All right, let's get another call. Hey, thanks so much for listening to the show. What is your question for Mayor Dermody?
Hi there, this is Dakota Euler. Not a question. Just wanted to give a shout out for the wonderful events here in LaPorte. Looking forward to the Cheeseburger in Paradise tonight. Also tomorrow, I'm looking forward to the Brewers Olympics over at Pestling Park. The entry begins at 1 o'clock, and all the proceeds go to local non-for-profits, including Doombrook, Future Cycle Breakers, Out Center, and Play for Jake Foundation.
All right, thanks so much for
calling. Dakota is such a great volunteer for our community. Does a lot of great job at different events, and it's fun. We also have Family Advocates wiffle ball tournament up there in Cummings Lodge, because I'd be in trouble if I didn't mention that. But the rain
started at 8:30, right?
I think, yeah, starting at 8:30, and wiffle ball I'm sure can be played in the rain, but it'll be interesting at the Brewers Olympics. I heard they're having, instead of a egg toss or balloon toss, they're having a dough toss, which if you land all that dough lands on you, you'll be having a special smell the rest of your day. So it'll be interesting.
All right, let's get to another caller. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show today. What's your question for Mayor Dermody?
Hi, for me?
Yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
You. Thanks so much for calling. What's your question?
Hi, just want to thank Mayor Dermody for the great job that he's doing and working on cleaning up the city, and especially for putting some emphasis on drug dealers. And as a landlord, I was wondering what I can do or how I could partner with the city somehow if I have tenants that I suspect are dealing drugs. If there's any tips.
Absolutely. Definitely call Chief Paul Breton. We are very proactive. He has done a great job. We get tips all the time, and you can call him direct as well. You talk to Jeff Batchelor at Code Enforcement, because there's other things we can do to make those individuals in your complex or apartments feel very uncomfortable, because again, the drug traffickers, we're not dealing with you. We're coming after you. And between police, code enforcement, myself, you're not going to feel good about being in the city of LaPorte trying to deal drugs.
All right, we've got Mayor Tom Dermody. Again, if you want to call, if you got a question, 219-362-0522, you can call or text me. On the subject, this is a text we received. On the subject of condemned homes, I have one that is partially bordering my home that has been condemned since early spring. There's no apparent activity to clean things up. Where do residents find out what's in the future for these properties? The concern is that this one could end up like one on Kingsport Avenue before it was tore down.
Well, and again, when we condemn a home doesn't mean we own the home. It could be up to the bank, others, but if you have information, contact Jeff Batchelor direct at 219-775-3610. And let's see what we can do. We have one on Clay Street we're working on right now. And we'd also love to see more with, and we've started to work even more with Habitat for Humanity, housing opportunities, and any other nonprofits that are looking to maybe have an open lot or a home that needs to be demolished, knocked down, and then build something up affordable for those families that need a little help, and we're all about it. So if you're interested in that or want to help in some way, please call us, and we'd love to see good homes being put up and replacing some of the junk that's out there.
All right, we've got Mayor Tom Dermody on the show. Again, the number is 219-362-0522. You can call or text the Liquor Vault on-air line at 219-362-0522. All right, let's get to another caller. Hey, thanks so much for listening to the show. Good to have you. What's your question for Mayor Dermody?
Oh, is that me?
That's you. Thanks so much for listening.
Okay. I have two questions.
Yeah.
Is paving stopped for the year, or are there still some streets that are going to be paved?
The majority of paving has been completed. We were able to get quite a bit done. We're constantly, with the limited funds that we have, we are looking to maximize that. So what area of the city are you looking at?
The first block of Tyler and that first half block of I Street. And then there's that block next to the library on Maple.
Well, I think I know who this is, and I appreciate.
Yes, you do.
Thank you for that. And your second question?
Handicap ramps on the corner of 11th and H. There are no handicap ramps, and I don't know how to get them there, but it sure would be nice for those parents walking their kids to school with a stroller and younger kids.
Thank you, Mrs. Leroy. Good to talk to you. Sorry I missed you this morning.
All right, let's get to one more caller before break. Hey, thanks for calling the show. Thanks for listening today. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody in the studio. What's your question?
Thanks for coming on the air today, Mayor.
Absolutely. Hello, Stephen.
Hey, Stevie. How are you, man?
Good. Hey, my question concerns on, okay, I'll use your term, corridor this time.
Thank you.
He wore you down.
They do provide economic development, provided on one thing, that there is a viable workforce in the area. I still feel, after seeing what's been going on here downtown, the advertisements for the candy factory, the debacle that happened with the mattress factory, I don't believe anything that came out of the council's mouth. I spoke with people that worked out there. They could never get full shifts. They had people that would work for a few days and then quit. I'm all for bringing all economic development we can here, but we've got to do something about this workforce that just plain does not want to work. The labor statistics for the last quarter came out. Only 62% of viable workers are working. That means 38% of the workforce in America is unemployed or refuses to get a job. Well, what's your take on that? Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. And that's why we have Eric Nelson at LEAP working directly with different individuals and the high schools for graduating seniors that may not find college or higher education to be their path, coordinating with them, connecting them with jobs. We're also developing, thanks to LEAP, a welding program that will begin this fall for some adults to give them that task, because that's an important one here in our community. And then continuing to make LaPorte a better place to live. That's why the corridor, getting truck traffic off, making it more walkable so that individuals outside of LaPorte or that have graduated from here and maybe say, oh, there's not enough to do, I'm not going to come back, continuing to develop LaPorte to be the place to be, because I believe it's a special place here. And housing, making that available with the banks. We've had some of our manufacturers put their educated individuals that came in for internships in the summer, stay at the banks and loved it and said, man, I didn't realize that. So we're on multiple fronts. We have to address so many individuals that aren't working. How do we help them and manage and making sure they have the resources to be successful? And then number two, continuing to make LaPorte a special place that people want to move here and work.
All right, we're going to take our final break of the day. If you have a question, again, the Liquor Vault on-air line is 219-362-0522. We're going to come back here in a few minutes and get to more of your questions with Mayor Tom Dermody. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be right back here on 96.7 The Eagle.
Ben Conowitz here, owner of LaPorte Seamless Gutter. My parents started LaPorte Seamless Gutter in 1982 with one goal in mind, really. Our customers' 100% satisfaction. And we are still providing the same customer service that Tim and Seal Conowitz started all those years ago. Give us a call today for a free estimate at 219-362-9972, or you can visit us on the web, www.lpseamless.com, 219-362-9972.
On to bigger and better places. That's right. Michigan City Kia has moved to a bigger and better location for our customers. Now located right off US Highway 20 in Michigan City. You can still expect the same great customer service, the same great deals, and the same great selection. Stop in and check out our growing inventory and shop sedans to SUVs to everything in between. Come see our new dealership today. Located right off US Highway 20. Visit MichiganCityKia.com.
You don't like buying a car this way.
The LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra returns to the Friendship Botanic Gardens for the third season with a concert titled Summer Symphony Spectacular. This special event kicks off the orchestra's 50th year celebration. The LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra invites you and your family out Sunday, August the 21st at 7 p.m. for an evening under the stars at the shelter inside the Friendship Botanic Gardens in Michigan City. Tickets to this event can be found at friendshipbotanicgardens.org or at lcso.net.
Honey, there's a guy outside our house staring at us.
Hey, can I help you?
Nah, I'm just admiring how awesome your landscaping looks. Where'd you get your mulch and that river rock?
Well, thank you. It all came from Pavey Excavating and Stoneyard. They're on Ohio Street, just east of Boyd Boulevard in LaPorte.
Tempt your neighbors into admiring your property. Shop Pavey Excavating and Stoneyard for your mulch, gravel, river rock, black dirt, and landscaping needs. Pavey Excavating and Stoneyard in LaPorte. Family owned and operated. Digging the good earth since 1954.
LaPorte High School Slicer varsity football is on 96.7 The Eagle. Tonight, the Slicers travel to New Prairie to take on the Cougars. Slicer football proudly brought to you by Auto Body Specialties, MC Doors, O'Brien's Battery and Tire, All Star Autos, Raymond & Spence Insurance, Surf Internet, Back to Health Chiropractic, LaPorte Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Rosie Michaels of Coldwell Banker First Choice, and by Marsh Insurance Agency. Join Chip Jones and Steve Mattering beginning at 6:45 tonight for Slicer football action on your radio home for Slicer Sports, 96.7 The Eagle. It's back. Ticket Tuesdays are back on 96.7 The Eagle. Be listening every Tuesday during the Morning Mayhem with Joe and Dennis for your chance to win tickets to
Indiana Beach, short overnight stay at any Red Roof Inn along with Shell gas cards.
So who doesn't like free stuff? Join Joe and Dennis on the Morning Mayhem every Tuesday between 6 and 9 a.m. for your chance to win during our Ticket Tuesday giveaway brought to you by LaPorte Community Federal Credit Union and 96.7 The Eagle.
Thank you for tuning in to Sound Off. You can now text or email your questions directly to the studio. Call or text 362-0522 or email your questions to soundoff@967theeagle.com. This is Sound Off.
Hey, welcome back to our final segment of Sound Off. Good to have you with us. We've got Mayor Tom Dermody in the studio today taking your questions, 219-362-0522. Here's a question for you. Hey, behind the Banks apartments, it just doesn't look great, especially with a new apartment. When is all that going to be cleaned up?
Behind the Banks.
So I think they're talking about, it seems like there's a lot of construction stuff from the Banks. Yeah, in that area there.
Hey, we got to do a job. We've got firms that are supposed to be doing that. So thank you, and we'll check it out. I know there's been some high grass there, and so thank you, and we'll get on that.
All right, let's get to another caller. Hey, thanks so much for listening to the show. Thanks for calling. What's your question for Mayor Tom Dermody?
I only have one question.
Yep.
Why is it that Norton Street and Virginia haven't been paved yet? Because my God, it's horrible. You got to go real slow so your tires won't mess up.
Thank you for letting us know. We got a lot of work to catch up on from over the years, and I will add that to the list. But our goal is we're making great progress. Nick Minnick and his team, Jeff Batchelor with Streets, and Mike Fraze, we're making progress, but we still have work to do.
All right. Thanks so much for calling. If you got a question, 219-362-0522. Here's a question for you. What's your thoughts to get more affordable housing for those only making $850 in Social Security income? And another one related to this, I thought that Habitat for Humanity was going to start building houses.
Yes, they are at the Tibma Bakery, and we met with them this week, and they, as much as we do, want to get something moving immediately, and I think you'll see probably them building early spring. They were going to try to build one this year and have a total of 2 or 3 next year. total. And I think you'll still see that by next year. But we're looking to do some things to help speed up the construction. But they've got to do some works for grants and things that they have to do, but we're fully supportive of them, and you will see housing there. The second part of, or the first part of that, more affordable housing, we have that partnership with HFL where we have the housing study. We have some of our federal funds that we're holding on to. We've got a study that's coming out in September here, and we've committed to Maple, Harrison, and Jefferson Ave of addressing that, and we're looking forward to provide affordable housing, but also number one, and we still have to do it, is cleaning up those rentals. Every problem, or I'm going to say 92% of problems that you see in the city of LaPorte that require our police departments to go out are in rental units. And it's enough. We're going to find a way for people to live in respectful, clean living. The expectation will be there. We're just done with this rental craziness and putting our officers at potential risk and our citizens at potential risks. So I'm excited to see in September, which is right around the corner here, to see what they come up with for housing of all types in our community, including affordable housing. In fact, I just talked to somebody at 701 Maple that just moved in from Valparaiso and said, hey, what do you think of 701? Oh, it's so much more affordable than Valpo, and I love it. It's clean. So progress is happening, and it's happening every day.
All right, let's get to another caller. Thanks so much for calling the show today. Thanks so much for listening. What's your question for Mayor Tom Dermody?
Well, I don't have a question. I have a request.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we were able to reap the benefits of getting Bosserman Street repaved last year, and in the meantime, the truck traffic is still going up and down, and there's really no factory there that they deliver to, and then they run right into Factory Street. I'd like a sign put up, no truck traffic, and let them use Boston Street that we made enlarged for the truck traffic.
And I'm sorry,
that request is to the mayor.
ma'am. What street did you say?
Bosserman.
Bosserman. Okay. And what I would say,
Bosserman to Factory Street. It's 2.5 blocks, and they're just cutting through there. And I know the reason they're doing it is because it comes up on their GPS instead of going to Boston Street. But there's no sign stating that the truck can't go through there.
Okay, on Bosserman. And if you would text me your address, 219-363-7293, and I'll mention the street department.
That would be great. Thank you for your help.
Please text me, though.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much for calling. Some more questions for you. Why not grind back 3 foot of sidewalk, I assume on Lincoln Way? Stop blaming the semis. The majority of them are making local deliveries. The problem will never stop, so why not grind back the sidewalks and make it safer to park and get out of vehicles in LaPorte?
Well, first of all, you're wrong about it will stop. In other communities, it has stopped. They don't want to be on Lincoln Way any more than we don't want them to be. And if you would just have an open mind and look at what an actual corridor road looks like, and for the future, because not only is it the current traffic, but look at the traffic studies of the future. And our community is going to be walkable. And so truck traffic, grinding back sidewalks isn't going to make a family with young children want to walk around, enjoy our downtown and the future of our downtown, if the trucks still have access to Lincoln Way. So when we look at roads and how many roads have been developed new in the county in the last how many years? How many? None? When we're talking about nothing more than a corridor that is not something that covers up a large amount of land, but allows the truck traffic off so that our residents, and they are a part of the county and they deserve a voice, can enjoy what we have to offer as well.
All right, here's a question for you. Thanks. We got Mayor Tom Dermody. Just a couple more minutes on the show. Any Don George property updates? Is an all-glass brewery and winery going to get built there soon? I don't know if that's a question or a request, because I'll double that request.
We had a bid from Board of Works this Tuesday, and So
who was the bid from?
I don't know if the Patels.
Okay. Yeah.
And so our economic development team, our planning team will meet with them to see what is their concept, and we'll look forward to it. But because we've done enough bids, we can also talk to other people if we weren't happy with what this bid will come out as. So we will see. We're just taking our time to get it right because that's a special place. I know it has some contamination that needs to be cleaned up, and that could be, we have to get a true understanding, and both sides have to get an understanding who might be buying it and of what that cost really is.
And what about the barbecue place that's supposed to come across Culver's? That building was announced
Doc's
a long time
Smokehouse.
ago. Is that ever going to happen?
Well, and as I've said, the developers have found that the cost has risen quite high, more than what they can do. And so I've heard rumblings that Doc's is looking at some other opportunities.
Okay. All right.
In the city of LaPorte.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for listening to the show today. I'm going to give Mayor Dermody the final word here. I know it went quick. It always goes quick. But what do you want our listeners to know?
219-363-7293 is my cell, and the individual at the corridor. Be glad to sit down with anybody that wants to chat about it and talk to Nick Minnick and actually see the path that he's been working on. And you can visit him, call him for an appointment. But follow Tom Dermody, City of LaPorte Facebook page. Something always good is happening in LaPorte. And go Slicers. We wish the Cougars luck as well tonight.
Hey, there are Cougars at Lip.
That's why I said both. But also, please come out before or after the game, during, for those that may not make it out there. Come to Cheeseburger in Paradise and enjoy another great time at La Stitch, which is on the north side of Lincoln Way on Monroe.
All right, and I want to thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week. Commissioner Joe Haney will be on Friday. If you have any questions for him, make sure you listen to that episode as well. We got political season coming up as well. So if you want to know more about the candidates, we'll certainly have them all on as well. So the mayor will be on.
Big Daddy.
Come on now. Hey, I want to thank you so much for listening to the show. As always, good to have you. Be good to yourself this weekend. Have fun. Go out and enjoy the great events, the great weather, and